各位朋友，大家午安！欢迎来到深耕制造业第二生产基地布局的系列线上研讨会。我是主持人宛如。今天研讨会的主题是疫后北印度制造下的机械商机。在活动开始前，欢迎各位帮我们按赞、分享以及订阅冒险的 YouTube 频道，记得要开启小铃铛哦。全球制造业供应链重组下，近年印度推出了针对大规模制造业的奖励计划。许多的国际商业巨头都因为印度超过10亿消费市场和日益增长的购买力所吸引，纷纷前进印度建立制造工厂。本次十分荣幸邀请到2位印度业界重量级的讲师，包括印度旁遮普邦工商协会 CICU 会长 Mr. Apkar Singh， 以及印度当地机械代理商 IIMC Machines 执行长 Mr. Aman Arora， 来为各位解析印度制造业现况及潜在的机械商机。首先，让我们欢迎印度旁遮普邦工商协会 CICU 会长 Mr. Apkar Singh 分享当地汽车、纺织和电子设备制造业等产业快讯，并说明印度制造业当前的样态、政府产业政策以及当地潜在的机械采购需求，提供给大家做海外拓销时的参考。Let's welcome Mr. Singh.
Good evening, good day, friends. My name is Upkar Singh Ahuja. I am an industrialist. I am based in Ludhiana, Punjab, and I am president of Chamber of Industrial and Commercial Undertaking. Indian industry seems to get big boost in the coming year. Government is eyeing for a 5 trillion economy, and our ambition is to become a 5 trillion economy. And we are trying to steer towards self-reliant India. In order to achieve this goal, manufacturing industry of India has adopted latest technique. Industrial and government facilities are focusing on how to increase their production capacity under low cost. Recent time has shown us that people are avoiding to travel by public transport due to COVID-19. The situation has provided opportunity in sale of bicycle, two-wheeler, electric high-end bicycles, and many more. And textile industry also seems to be benefited from this situation. We have seen huge demand in PP kits, N95 mask, ventilator devices. Trends in textile and electronic industry keep on changing in fast pace. India, through its tremendous manufacturing capacity and young educated human resource talent, have a huge potential to dominate the world market in this century. So, advantage of India is robust domestic demand, huge domestic market with a rapid increase middle class and overall population. By 2030, Indian middle class is expected to have the second largest share in the global consumption at 17%. Then increase in investment. Investment in Indian manufacturing sector has been on rise, both domestic and foreign. Gross fixed capital formulation, which represent net investment in fixed asset, stood at rupees 43.34091 crores. It is equal to 614.85 billion in financial year 20. So policy support initiative like Make in India and sector-specific initiative to various manufacturing companies is aimed to make India a global manufacturing hub. Government of India introduced incentive scheme PLI for large-scale manufacturing. Competitive advantage, increasing share of young working population. India can achieve its full manufacturing potential as it looks to benefit from its demographic dividend and large workforce over the next 2 or 3 decades. Manufacturing sector, market size and sector composition. Manufacturing sector, we at basic price at current price, then it is in US dollar billion. It is 327.86 billion in financial year 16, 348.05 in financial year 17, 392.66 in financial year 18, 403 in financial year 19, and financial year 20 It's little bit slow. It is 292.81, but we are expecting a good boost in the coming years. If we see sector wise, automobile industry, chemical, drug and pharmaceutical, food processing industry, equipment, cement and gypsum board, textile and electronics. These are the key sectors getting the boost. So, if we speak of the market size, so gross value added GVA at the basic price, the sector grew at CAGR 5% during financial year 16 and financial year 20 as per annual national income published by Government of India. Business condition in Indian manufacturing sector to remain positive. The manufacturing component of IIP stood at 129.8 financial year 20. Strong growth with recorded in production of basic metals 10.8%, intermediate goods 8.8%, food products 2.7, and tobacco production 2.9. Indian index of 8 core industries stood at 131.9 in FY20. According to Ministry of Static Program Implementation, industry product measured by IIP rose by 3.6% year on year in October 2020. In October 2020, Indian manufacturing sector recorded improvement for the third consecutive month, with business growing production at latest extent in 13 years in middle of the robust global sale. With the help of Make in India drive, India is on the path of becoming high-tech manufacturing as global giant. As GE, Siemens, HTC, Toshiba, and Boeing have either set up and are in process to setting up manufacturing plant in India, attracted by Indian market of more than a billion customer and an increased purchasing power. According to the United Nations Conference and Trade and Development Board, India ranked among top 10 recipients of foreign direct investment in South Asia in 2019, and attracting USD 49 billion, a 16% increase from the previous year. So government is also taking so many initiatives. Government of India has taken several initiatives for the good environment for the growth of manufacturing sector in the country. Some of the notable incentives and development are: in November 2020, Ministry of Skill Development began skill training of 3 lakh migrant workers. In March 2020, the government approved the Production Incentive Scheme (PLI) for large and electronic manufacturing, and further they have extended to almost 12 sectors: automotive, electronics, and textile, and so many. This scheme proposed production linked incentive to boost domestic manufacturing and attract large investment, mobile phone manufacturing, and specified electronic component including assembly, testing, making, and packaging. In May 2020, government increased FDI in defense manufacturing, automated route from 49 to 74. In March 2020, Union Cabinet approved financial assistance to modified electronic cluster. As per the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation and Ministry of Labor and Employment, on the payroll reporting, number of new subscriber under Employee Provident Fund scheme reaches to 10,47,167 in September 2020. Under Pradhan Mantri Kushal Kendra, 73 lakh people were given training. As of August 2020, there were about 15,000 industrial training institutes in India. In August 2019, government permitted 100% FDI in contract manufacturing through automated route. In February 2019, the Union Cabinet passed National Policy of Electronic to create 400 billion electronic manufacturing industry in the country by 2025. 32% growth rate has been targeted globally in next 5 years. Under the Make in India initiative, government aimed to increase the manufacturing sector GDP by 25% by 2025. Under the midterm review of foreign trade policy, the government of India increased export incentive available to labor intensive MSE manufacturing sector by 2%. In April 2020, government extended FTP for more years up to 31st March 2021. India is an attractive hub for foreign investment and manufacturing sector. Several products like mobile phone, luxury and automobile products, other have set up and are looking to establish their manufacturing base in the country. The manufacturing sector of India has a potential to reach USD 1 trillion by 2025. The implementation of goods and service tax will make India a common market with the GDP of US 2.5 trillion, along with the population of 1.3 billion people, which will be big draw for investors. Indian Cellular and Electronic Association predict that India has a potential to scale up its cumulative laptop and tablet manufacturing capacity to US $100 billion by 2025 through policy intervention. With inputs on developing industrial corridor, smart city, the aim to ensure holistic development of the nation. The corridor would further assist in integrating, monitoring, and developing a conducive environment for the industry development and will promote advanced practice in manufacturing. Advantage India growing demand like rise in middle India income, young population, result of strong growth, are already the fourth largest automaker in the world and expected to be in the top 3 by 2021. So opportunities in India are India could be a leader in sharing mobility by 2030, providing opportunity for electronic and autonomous vehicle, focusing in shifting to electric vehicle to reduce emission, rising investments. FDI in automobile sector stood at USD 24.53 billion between April 2000 and June 2020. India has significant cost advantage. Auto firms have saved 10.25% on operation, which was Europe and Latin America. Policy support government aim to develop India as a global manufacturing center. Reforms like GST will boost the sector. Under the new GST regime, GST on electric vehicle reduced from 10% to 5%. It will give big boost to the electric vehicle industry. So number of automobile produced in million. If we see in financial year, it was 25.33. In year FY20, it was 26.36. So in FY17, similarly, it was 21.86. And in financial year 19, it was 26.27. And financial year 20, it was 21.55. There was a minor dip in sale of the vehicle because of BS. We migrated from BS4 to BS6, but now again the market is back on track. Market size domestic automobile production increased from 2.36 CAGR between 26.36 million vehicles being manufactured in the country in financial year 20. Overall domestic automobile sale increased at 1.29 CAGR between financial year 16 and financial year 20, with 21.55 million vehicles being sold in financial year 20. Two-wheeler and passengers car are accounted for 80.8 and 12.9% market share respectively, accounting for combined sale over 20.1 million vehicles in financial year 20. Overall, automobile export reached to 4.77 million vehicles in financial year 20, growing at CAGR at 6.94 during financial year 16 to 20. Two-wheeler made up 73.9% of vehicle exported, followed by passenger vehicles at 14.2%, three-wheeler at 10.5%, and commercial vehicle at 1.3%. Electric vehicle sale, excluding e-rickshaw in India, witnessed a growth of 20% and reached 1.56 lakh units in financial year 20, driven by two-wheelers. In order to keep the growing demand, several automakers have invested heavily in various segments of the industry. The industry has attracted foreign direct investment worth rupees 4.53 billion between April 2000 and June 2020. According to the data released by Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, some of the recent planned investment development in automotive sector in India as following. Hyundai Motor has invested USD 500 million in financial year 20 with an eye to gain the market share. This investment is part of USD 993 million commitment made by the company. In October 2020, Kinetic Energy, a electric vehicle manufacturer, announced plan up to manufacturing facility for electric golf carts beside a battery sweeping unit in Andhra Pradesh. Two projects involving setup of manufacturing facility for electric battery sweeping until the annual of investment USD 236.27 million. In October 2020, MG Motor announced its interest in investing USD 135.3 million and 1,000 crore in Indian rupees to launch new model and expand operation. In October 2020, Ultraviolet Automotive, a manufacturer of electric motorcycle in India, raised a disclosed amount of Series B investment from GoFugal Technology, a software company. In September 2020, Toyota Kirloskar Motor announced investment of rupees 2,000 crore Indian rupees, USD 27.81 million in Indian direct towards electric component and technology for domestic customers and export. During early September 2020, Mahindra and Mahindra signed a MOU based RE Automotive to collaborate and develop commercial electric vehicle. In April 2020, TVS Motor bought UK icon sporting motorcycle brand Norton for some about 153 crores, making its entry into the top end 850cc market segment of the superbike market. In March 2020, Lithium Urban Technology partnered with Renewable Energy Solution, fourth partner energy to build charging infrastructure across the country. In January 2020, Tata Auto Component System for auto component arm of Tata Group entered into joint venture with a Beijing-based company, Prostolite Electric, to enter the electric vehicle component market. So I mean to say that huge investments are coming, and all the two-wheeler, four-wheeler electric vehicle companies are investing in India, and India seems to be a very promising market. So there are few facts about the investment, like Force Motor planned 600 crores to develop new two model over next 2 years. Morris Garage MG Motor, a British automobile brand, announced plan to invest additional 3,000 crores in India. Tata Motor and Ashok Leyland will supply 5,500 buses in different state departments. The government is encouraging foreign investment through autonomous route and has allowed 100% foreign direct investment in automatic route. Some of the recent initiatives taken by the government are Union Budget 1920. The government announced to provide additional income tax deduction of 1.5 lakh on the interest paid loan taken to purchase EV. Government policies are also promoting electric vehicle. The government aims to develop India a global manufacturing center and a research development R&D hub. Under NETRIP, the government of India planned to set up R&D center at local cost of $388.5 million to enable the industry to be at par with global standard. Ministry of Heavy Industry, Government of India shortlisted few countries for introduction of electric vehicle in public transport system under FAME, faster adoption of manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicle in India scheme. The government will also set up incubation center for startup working in EV space. In February 2019, India has approved FAME2 scheme with a fund requirement of 10,000 crore, USD 1.39 billion for financial year 2020. The automotive industry is supported by various sectors, skilled labor at low cost, robust R&D, and low cost steel production. The industry also provides great opportunity for investment and indirect employment to skilled and unskilled labor. Indian automotive industry include component sector is expected to reach 16.16 to 18 trillion by 2026. So these are few points for electronic system design. Even in electronics, India is one of the largest consumer of electronics products in Asia Pacific region. Third largest startup hub coupled with strong research development R&D ecosystem. Attractive opportunities are internet subscriber estimated to reach over 900 million by 2025. Addressable market for domestic OEM in projected by 10 lakh crore. It is USD 131.99 billion by 2025. Policy supports for electronic, the production linked PLI scheme, which provide companies opportunity to establish manufacturing plant in India. If we talk of investment, a new investment is betterment of infrastructure. National infrastructure pipeline is a major setup in that direction with the investment of USD 1.364 billion to be made by the government to build world-class infrastructure facilities. Electronic system design and manufacturing in financial year 19 it was 215, and now in financial year 2025 it is expected to be 540, almost more than 2.5 times. Similarly, electronic system design and manufacturing in India in USD billion is in financial year it was 90, and now in financial year 25 it is expected to 220 USD billion. So you can imagine the huge rise in electronic sector in India. So market size of electronic system has witnessed a growth in demand with the market size USD 1.45 billion in financial year 16 and to USD 2015 in billion in financial year 19. Financial year 19 import accounted for USD 75 billion, which was 35% of the electronic market demand, is expected to decrease in 12.6 of the total electronic market by financial year 2025. Between April 20 and October 20, export of electronics goods stood at USD 5.5 billion. Smartphone will be a big market for India, both for domestic and for export. So smartphone shipment in India increased by 8% year on year and reached 50 million units in the first quarter of 2025. Electronic system design manufacturing is other sector. Electronic system market expected to witness 2.3x demand from the current financial year 19 to reach USD 160 billion by financial year 25. Electronic design segment growing at 20.1 was 22% at ESDM market size in financial year 19. It is anticipated to be 27% of the ESDM market size in financial year 25. In financial year 25, the production value of mobile devices reached USD 30 billion from USD 3 billion in financial year 15. The consumer electronic and appliances industry in India is expected to become the fifth largest in the world by 2025. So in investment in this segment, according to the Department of Industrial Promotion FDI, equity inflows 29.41 billion. The following are some of the recent investment Indian Electronic. In December, the establish a required ecosystem at Noida. The Indian Cellular and Electronic Association proposed to establish of a crate of excellence in Noida for production line based Lian cell post cell technology. This has been approved by the groundwork will begin soon, and Government of India received sanction in partnership with Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and Industrial Association. The government will create these center of excellence. In November, the Explore Incubator and mentioned opportunities funding and international visibility of semiconductor. Fabulous Accelerator Lab startup and MOU was signed between Semiconductor Fabulous Escalator Lab SFAL and a US based Applied Material INC. The agreement aimed to accelerate existing Fabulous SME to the next level and promote domestic innovation and create more job opportunities in electronic device design and manufacturing market. Again, on November 26, 2020, Ministry of Electronics and Technology and IBM India Private Limited collaborated to create a education and skill ecosystem for the next generation of innovation through the Common Service Center Academy. So investment planned in this sector in October 2020, Tata Group announced plan to invest 5,000 crores to set up Apple Hole component in Hosur, Tamil Nadu. And in October 2020, Sasara Electronic announced a plan to invest rupees 350 crore, equal to USD 47.13 million over the next 4 years to assemble mobile phone, memory chip, laptop, hard drives and motherboards in India with 2 new manufacturing facilities in Rajasthan, UP. There are many government initiatives to boost the industry. On November 11, 2020, Union Cabinet approved the production link scheme in 10 key sectors, including electronics and white goods, manufacturing capabilities, export, and promote the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative. Atmanirbhar means self-reliant India, so that we can reduce the import and we can increase the exports. It will give boost to the local manufacturing sector. On December 2, 2020, Hubli ESDM Exchange, an incubation center of development of electronics backed by and funded by state government, Karnataka Innovation and Technology Service and managed by the Indian Electronics and Semiconductor Association, has launched a KIALI Tech Park of KIALI Technical University in Hubli. A fund of rupees 3.2 crore for 3 years has been approved by the Department of Electronics, ITBT, Science and Technology. As per Union Budget 2021, Ministry of Electronic Technology has been allocated USD 920 million in allocation budget. Expenditure allocation of USD 87 million and capital expenditure allocation of a huge amount. Government further initiatives are government approved application of 16 electronic unit, including 10 mobile phone manufacturer for awarding under production link initiative scheme. For total distribution, it is a huge amount. It is 40,000 crore, equal to 5.44 billion US dollar. The International Mobile Phone Manufacturing Company approves to avail initiative for manufacturing mobile phone with invoice value of USD 2004.35 crore. And above are Samsung, Foxconn, Honhai, Rising Star, Wistron, and Pegatron. These initiatives improve the country ease of doing business in 2020 and 2021. The total budget allocation toward Digital India program is USD 530 million. The government of India has allowed 100% FDI under the automatic route in ESDM sector. In case of electronics, item and defense, FDI 49% is allowed under automatic route, and beyond 49, government approval is required. So road ahead is to fueled by strong policy, huge investment in public and private sector, and a spike in demand for electronic products. The ESDM sector in India is predicted to reach at USD 220 billion by 2025, expecting a 60% CAGR between 2019 and 2025. So textile industry is one of the prominent sector. Again, it is having a robust demand, rise in income level expected to drive the demand in textile industry, increase penetration of organized retail, favorable demographics, and rising income level will drive demand of textiles. The competitive advantage for India is its abundant availability of raw materials such as cotton, wool, silk, and jute. India enjoys a comparative advantage in terms of skilled manpower and in cost of production relative to major textile producers. Policy support 100% FDI. Automatically route is allowed in textile. New textile policy 2020 is expected to be released by the Ministry of Textile in 2020. Production linked incentive scheme worth rupees 10.683 crores equal to USD 1.44 billion for man-made fibers and technical textile over the 5-year period. Increase in demand is huge funds in schemes such as Integrated Textile Park USD 184.98 and Technology Upgradation Fund scheme, which allows the industry to get new generation machines at competitive rate of interest. Released by the government during 2015 and 2019-20 to encourage more private equity and providing employment. So textile and apparel also in 2020 it was 150. If we see the demand 150 USD billion and 2026 it is expected to be 2020 USD billion. Key factors of financial year 20s contribute 2.3% GDP to Indian GDP. Only textile and apparel section employ over 45 million people in financial year 20, contribute 12% of Indian export earning. So textile trade in is financial year it was 36.75 and now in year financial year 20 it is 22.95. So market size in textile contributes to 7% of the total industry output by value. Indian textile and apparel industry contributes 2% of the GDP and held 5% of global trade in textile and apparels in 1890. Cotton production is expected to reach 36 million in financial year 21. The domestic textile and apparel market stood at estimated 100 billion in financial year 19. The production of raw cotton in India is estimated to have 35.4 million bales in financial year 19. Production of fibers, Indian stood at 1.4 million tons, metric tons, and reached 1.60 metric ton in financial year 20. While that of yarn, the production stood at 4.762 million kg during the same period. The textile sector has witnessed a spurt in investment during last 5 years. The industry, including dyed and printed, attract foreign investment worth $3.46 billion in April 2000 to September 2020. So there are so many initiatives and government initiatives in textile sector also. Indian government has come up with several export promotion policies. It has allowed 100% FDI in the sector under the Automatic Route Initiative by Government of India. Defense Research and Development Organization is helping textile industry to produce yarn and eliminate dependence on import and other foreign clothing and for military uniform. In October 2020, the Cabinet Committee Economic Affairs chaired by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji approved mandatory package of 100% food grain and 20% sugar in jute bag. Under the jute packaging, compulsory use of Packaged Commodity Act 1987, the government is required to consider and provide comprehensive jute packaging material for supply. The Director General of Foreign Trade has revised the merchandise export from Indian scheme MEIS for two subsector of textile industry, ready-made garment and made-ups from 2% to 4%. The Government of India has taken several measures, including amendment technology upgradation fund scheme, eliminate to create employment for 35 lakh people and enable investment worth rupees USD 14.17 billion by 2022. Integrated Wool Development Program was approved by Government of India to provide support to wool sectors starting from wool reared and end customer and with aim to enhance quality and increase production during 2017, 18 and 2019-20. The road ahead in textile sector is the future for Indian textile industry look promising consumption as well as export demand. With consumerized and disposable income on the rise, the retail sector has experienced a rapid growth in the past decade and entry level. Several international players like Mark and Spencer Guess and Next into Indian market. High economic growth has resulted in higher disposable income. This has led to rise in demand and production, creating the huge domestic market. Recently delivered Union Budget 2021 has mentioned that GDP will be in two-digit. Government of India allocated more fund for MSME schemes. The budget is almost double. Steel, which is one of the prime metal for engineering industry and has seen huge turbulence in last 6-7 months, it has adversely affected the engineering industry. Government proposed to reduce import duty and has given huge relief for engineering industry. It will lead to reduction in domestic steel prices and indigenous engineering industry will benefit it, resulting in growth. Cluster development is one of also in progress and lot of schemes are being directed by government both nationally and state-wise. MSME ministry is regularly in contact with industrial associations so that MSME industry could be benefit from these schemes. For Taiwanese supplier, it is good opportunity to showcase their KPA in machine tool manufacturing. Taiwanese machines are in huge demand among the industry because of quality, cost, efficiency, extra. Indian being turned out of the next global hub in manufacturing, reliable and stable partner. Number of schemes initiated by the government of India, which are directly towards multinational cooperation, technology transfer and assistance and low-cost automation has been carried. As we foresee huge industrial growth in the coming time, the dependency on the machines, HMC, VMC, turning center will also grow. Electronic product manufacturing of huge potential, more robotic welding is in demand to cater huge demand. So I foresee a good future for the Taiwanese machine. Thank you very much.
谢谢 Mr. Singh 分享第一手的产业情报，精彩的演说让我们对于印度市场充满了期待。接着，让我们欢迎印度当地机械代理商 RIMC Machines 执行长 Mr. Aman Arora 为我们介绍印度最新的机械市场概况以及潜在的工具机商机。Welcome, Mr. Aman Arora.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is well, staying safe and healthy. My name is Aman Arora. Thank you for letting me speak at this important webinar. In this webinar, I would be speaking on India's industrial machines market, its current scenarios and forecast. So this is the table of contents, and I have divided this presentation into basically 7 parts. In the first part, I would be speaking on my company, which is IIMC Machines. In the second part, I would be speaking on India's industrial machines market. In the third part, I would be speaking on manufacturing sector, which is totally dependent on the industrial machines market. In the fourth part, I would be speaking on the opportunities. And fifth would be the strength. Sixth will be the forecast, and the last would be the conclusions. All right, so let's move ahead. So let me begin by introducing my company. Established in 1987, IIMC Machines is a renowned organization in the machine tools lines. We are importers and distributors of industrial machines, and we have our office and warehouse in Delhi and Gurgaon. Gurgaon is at the outskirts of Delhi, and we basically deal into lathe machines, CNC turning centers, milling machines, VMC, radial drill machines, pillar drill machines, tapping machines, surface grinder machines, bandsaw machines, shaping machines, and power press machines. So we basically have our warehouses where we stock all these machines and we let our consumers come in and try their machines and buy from us. So our company has created a network of dealers at all major cities of India, which helps us in quick movement of machines from manufacturers to end users. So if you are a manufacturer based anywhere in the world and you want to establish a good network of dealers here, then you can directly contact us and we can help you connect with all our dealers, which are at all major cities of India. Now, from the very beginning, our company has focused on quality products, and we now enjoy a very good reputation among our end users and dealers based on our consistent quality and a very strong after-sales support. We have our own team of service engineers, and we provide a quick 24 hours turnaround time for any kind of breakdowns at our customer's end. So our range is used for varied applications in different industries. Some of the industries where our range finds wide usage are engineering industry, automobile industry, chemical fertilizer industry, electronic industry, and government workshops. So lastly, I would like to introduce our two partners. Omkar Singh, who is founder, he holds a degree in mechanical engineering. And myself, Aman Arora, I have done my MBA. You can also visit our website www.iimc-india.com, or you can even visit our Facebook page, and you can find us on Facebook by searching IIMC Machines 1987. Okay, so let's move ahead. Now we'll talk about the India's industrial machines market. So the machine tool industry is considered as the mother industry as it supplies machinery for the entire manufacturing sector. The manufacturers of machine tools are mostly SMEs, which stands for small and medium-sized enterprises. Few of them are mid-sized manufacturers which have an annual turnover varying between rupees 300 to 500 crores. Now, the Indian machine tool industry is expected to grow at a CAGR of 12.6% by 2020 and is expected to reach USD 2,588 million. In India, the types of machine tools currently manufactured are journal and special purpose machines, standard computer numerical control machines, gear cutting, grinding, electrical discharge machines, power presses, press brakes, pipe bending, rolling, bending machines, etc. Now, sourcing. The key raw materials for the machine tool industry, such as ferrous and non-ferrous metals, particularly steel and aluminium, are available in abundance in India. So you need all these raw materials to produce any kind of machines, and fortunately and luckily, India has ample and abundant sources of all these items. Foundry and casting. Now, the machine tools industry requires high quality, complex castings, and India has a well established foundry industry to support the sector in this regard. The Indian foundry industry encompasses different materials, both ferrous and non-ferrous, as well as different technologies from traditional green sand molding to advanced die and investment casting. Now, engineering institutions So India has a well-developed technical and tertiary education infrastructure of over 250 universities, 1,500 research institutions, and over 10,000 higher education centers. Institutions such as the Indian Institute of Technology and National Institute of Technology graduate thousands of qualified engineers every year. The availability of engineering and design skills is a key strength that the machine tool industry can leverage. Now, as we all know, that Indian institutes like IIT and NITs, their students work world over, especially in US in the software industry. So India produces world-class engineers, and having them right in our own country is a great advantage for the machine tool industry. Now, the metal cutting machine tools accounts for 87% of total machine tools production, of which 66% is CNC machine. Indian machine tool is thus dominated by the metal cutting CNC segment. So as you know, the country is evolving and becoming more developed. So our dependency on CNC is becoming more over the conventional and traditional machines. Now, the machine tool production has reached US $1,042 million in financial year 2017-2018 from US 829 US dollars in financial year 2016 to 2017 at an year-of-year growth of 25.7%. Machine tools imports to India has reached US $882 million during 2016-17 compared to US $850 million during 2015-16, registering a growth of 4%. Now, metal working machines consumption in India has reached US $1,660 million during 2016-17 compared to US $1,534 million during 2015-16, registering an year-of-year growth of 12%. Now, metal cutting machines consumption in India has reached US $1,309 million during 2016-17 compared to US $1,165 million during 2015-16. Now, metal forming machines consumption in India has reached US $350 million during 2016-17 compared to 316 million US dollars during 2015-16, registering an year-of-year growth of 10%. So if you look at all these facts, any machine tool manufacturer or dealer who is located anywhere in the world can see that India has been growing in terms of consumption, in terms of production, in terms of import. The demand of machine tools in India has been going year to year, and it has just been rising every year, which is a very positive thing. So if you are looking to invest in India and have your production here or have just a sale point here, then it's a great figure to motivate yourself and actually come down here and put up your shop here. All right, so now let's talk about the major 5 machine tool market vendors in India. The first is Bharat Fritz Werner Limited. This company offers different type of machine tools such as 5-axis machining solutions, special purpose machines, vertical lathes, vertical machining centers, and several other complicated high-end machines. DMG Mori Company Limited. This company offers machine tools under the CLX brand in India. HMT Limited. Now, the company offers CNC flatbed lathes, CNC slantbed lathes, CNC bar turning centers, CNC trainer lathes, and other products. ITL Industries. The company offers large 5-bed sector cutting machines, tube bundle of heat exchangers, and condenser cutting machines. Plates off with longitudinal sliding type and other machine tools. Jyoti CNC Automation Limited. Now, this company offers machine tools under various brands such as AX series, DX200 series, DX NVU series, TMC series, and others. So if you are one of the manufacturers based at anywhere in the world, then you can look up these companies and you can go to their website and see what exactly are they offering to the Indian consumers. and then accordingly you can introduce your products into the Indian market. All right, so now let's talk about the manufacturing sector in India. And as we know that machine tool sector is a lot dependent on manufacturing sector, because whatever machine tools the machine tool industry produces are used by the manufacturing sector in India. And in a similar way, the manufacturing sector in India is totally dependent on the machine tools, because the machine tool they receive are used by the manufacturing sector to produce the end products. So first, we'll talk about the market size of the manufacturing sector in India. The gross value added at basic current price from the manufacturing sector in India grew at a CAGR of 5% during financial year 2016 and financial year 2020 as per the annual national income published by Government of India. The sector's GVA at current prices was estimated as US $397.14 billion in financial year 2020. Now, business conditions in the Indian manufacturing sector continue to remain positive. The manufacturing component of IIP stood at 129.8 during financial year 2020. Strong growth was recorded in the production of basic metals, intermediate goods, food products, and tobacco products. India's index of 8 core industries stood at 131.9 in financial year 2020. Now, according to the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, India's industrial output measured by IIP rose by 3.6% year-of-year in October 2020. Now, in October 2020, India's manufacturing sector recorded growth for the third consecutive month, with business growing production to the greatest extent in 13 years in the middle of robust sales growth. Now, as we know that 2020 has been a very bad year for the economy because of the whole coronavirus. So India recording improvement in the October 2020 month signifies to the world over that India's economy is very strong, our basics are very strong, that we were able to achieve a record improvement in the year which has been very bad for the economy. So it's a great sign if you are one of the machine tool manufacturer or player to come down to India and have your share in the pie. Now, investments. So, with the help of Make in India drive, India is on a path of becoming the hub for high-tech manufacturing, as global giants such as GE, Siemens, HTC, Toshiba, and Boeing have either set up or in process of setting up manufacturing plants in India, attracted by India's market of more than 1 billion consumers and an increasing purchasing power. So, according to the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, India ranked among the top 10 recipients of foreign direct investment in South Asia in 2019, attracting US $49 billion, a 16% increase from the previous year. Now, cumulative foreign direct investment in India's manufacturing sector recorded US $89.4 billion during April 2000 and March 2020. In May 2020, the Government of India increased FDI in defense manufacturing under the automatic route from 49% to 74%. So India has become one of the most attractive destinations for investments in the manufacturing sector. Some of the major investments and developments in the sector in the recent past are: so in November 2020, the National Small Industries Corporation signed a memorandum of understanding with Dun and Bradstreet Information Services India to create an ecosystem to encourage, finance, and promote growth of micro, small, and medium enterprises. In October 2020, Japan Bank for International Corporation (JBIC) agreed to provide US $1 billion to SBI, which is the State Bank of India, for funding the manufacturing and sales business of suppliers and dealers of Japanese automobile manufacturers and providing auto loans for the purchase of Japanese automobiles in India. So Japan has have had a very long history of cooperation with India, and so keeping in trend of the past and making sure that future India's and Japan's cooperation remains strong. So they are still providing a lot of money to support businesses in India and support manufacturing in India. So which is again a very great sign for all the manufacturing industries under the machine tools market, and which can consider it as a very positive indicator and actually come down and put up their shop here. So in October 2020, Tata Group announced plans to invest rupees 5,000 crore, which is US $673.20 million, to set up an Apple phone component plant in Hosur, Tamil Nadu. In October 2020, Greentech, an investor-backed startup specializing in lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles and energy storage systems, signed an MoU with the Tamil Nadu government to establish a battery and battery management system manufacturing facility in the state. In October 2020, 5 international electronics manufacturing applications from companies such as Foxconn, Wistron, Pegatron, Samsung, and Rising Star have been approved by the Government of India to set up production worth rupees 9 trillion, which is 122.5 US billion dollars over the next 5 years. In October 2020, 5 Indian manufacturers such as Micromax, Lava, Paget Electronics, UTL Neolenics, Optimus Electronics have been cleared by the Government of India to set up a handset production worth rupees 1.25 trillion in the next 5 years, which is US $17.02 billion. In September 2020, Pegatron, the second largest manufacturer of Apple after Foxconn, began its India production with the appointment of statutory auditors and transfer of rupees 99 lakhs for an initial subscription of equity shares. The move is a precursor for the Taiwanese electronics maker to set up manufacturing base in India. In May 2020, Sterling and Wilson Solar Limited backed an engineering procurement construction contract in Australia for 2,600 crores, which is US $368.85 million. In March 2020, Oricon Enterprises entered into a joint venture agreement with Italy headquartered Technocap Group to set up a new company, Technocap Oriental, for manufacturing lug caps. All right, so moving forward now, let's talk about the opportunities offered to the industrial machine tools market in India. A very large market base. So as needs and wants of humans drive demand across every industry, India's population of over 130 million people make it a huge market base. As we know that humans drive any economy or any country forward. So India is blessed with a population of 130 million people. So hence any kind of manufacturer who wants to see a steady growth, they can look at the India's population graph and come down here and put up a shop here. Large economy. So India ranks among top 7 economies of the world on the basis of GDP and is expected to reach among top 3 economies of the world in next 10 to 15 years. As per Moody's Analytics India, India's economy is likely to grow by 12% in 2021, following a 7.1% contraction last year, as near-term prospects have turned more favorable. So as we all know that India's economy since 1991 has been consistently growing. And in the year 2000 and forward, it has been growing at a very fast rate, and it is actually among the top two fastest major economies of the world. And Moody's Analytics, which is a very well-renowned group, has given a very favorable GDP growth prospect for India in 2021 and moving forward. So I think having a very good economy and a very strong economy is very important. And so any manufacturer who is looking to set up their base here needs to be sure that the country's economy is stable and is steadily growing. So it's again a very great indicator and a great opportunity. Now, as we see in this chart below, India holds a 3.27% share in the global economy, making it the world's fifth largest economy. Now, if you look at the chart below, the United States have a 24.41% share in the global economy. And after that is China with 16.34%. And on the third is Japan with 5.79%. And on the fourth number is Germany with 4.4%. And on the fifth number is three with India with 3.27%. So India has actually overtaken UK, United Kingdom, and it is among the top five economies of the world now. So I think any company who wants to expand their market and have more revenue cannot ignore India at this point and should actually come down here and expand their operations here. Now, the manufacturing sector of India has the potential to reach US $1 trillion by 2025. India can become the next global manufacturing hub. Several industries have realized the drawbacks of being disproportionately dependent on manufacturing on a single country and are looking to expand the geographic spread of their facilities. So, as we have seen in the year 2020, no company can be or no country can be dependent on one country for every kind of production. And what we have understood from this year is that any company or any country needs to have multiple factories or multiple setups in different countries. Now, as per industry data, high-end machine tools are still majorly imported in India. It is estimated that India imported tools valued at around rupees 24,700 crores during the fiscal year 2019. As per the Gartner's Business Media Survey 2017, India stands 12th in production and 8th in consumption of machine tools in world. With emphasis on Make in India and manufacturing, India is set to become a key player in the global machine tools industry and is expected to see significant growth in high-end machine tool manufacturing. Government of India have been giving special importance and benefits to companies who are looking to set up manufacturing facilities in India. It is hence a great opportunity for machine tool manufacturers and resellers to set up their base in India as manufacturing is expected to exponentially rise in coming future. So as we have seen in the last 6 to 7 years in India, the Make in India concept and has been pushed very strongly by the government of India. And the government of India is offering a lot of benefits to anybody who is looking to set up a plant here or a manufacturing facility here. So if you are one of the manufacturers and coming down to India and availing those benefits and setting up a plant right now is the best time. Aspiration. So in India, buying a vehicle is regarded as an aspiration and status symbol. India has a well-established vehicle manufacturing industry and a steady demand for all kinds of vehicles. Machine tool manufacturers in India have a very large customer base among automobile and automobile parts manufacturers. Hence, this turns out to be a great opportunity for machine tools manufacturers and resellers. As we know that that the automobile manufacturing industry is very much dependent on the machine tool industry to supply them with the appropriate machines. And similarly, the machine tool manufacturing industry has a very large market share in the automobile manufacturing. So in India, buying a vehicle, buying a car, buying a two-wheeler is something which is an aspiration. So for, when you are growing as a family, you think about buying a house or you think about buying a car. So car has that level of importance in Indian families that Indian automobile manufacturers have seen a steady growth since last so many years, and they're expected to grow in coming years as well. So I think the machine tool manufacturers and resellers can really bank upon this aspiration part of Indian families and can expect a consistent growth by being dependent on the automobile manufacturers. Now, as per the information shared on Government of India's website, the $118 billion automobile industry is expected to reach US $300 billion by 2026. India's annual production has been 30.91 million vehicles in 2019 as against 29.08 million in 2018, registering a healthy growth of 6.26%. Now, India is expected to emerge as the world's third largest passenger vehicle market by 2021. In financial year 2018-19, sale of passenger vehicles increased by 2.7%, two-wheelers by 4.86%, and three-wheelers by 10.27% as compared to 2017-2018. In March-April 2019, overall automobile exports grew by 14.5%. The overall commercial vehicle segment registered a growth of 17.55% in March-April 2019. First-time buyers. So India still has a very large number of people who don't own any vehicle, which signifies a very prospective future for automobile and automobile parts manufacturers in India, thereby offering the same prospects for machine tool organization to serve these manufacturers. In India, 22 people out of 1,000 own a car, while in the US and UK, 980 and 850 per 1,000 individuals have car respectively, as per the Niti Aayog chief executive Amitabh Kant said in 2018. The International Energy Agency findings suggest that the passenger car ownership in India will grow by 775% over the next 2 decades, with 175 cars per 1,000 people in 2040. So, if you look at this slide, the first time buyer slide, and if you connect it to the last slide, which is the aspiration slide, it's a very great indicator that why machine tool organizations should and actually come down here, set up their shops here, because as we see that even in 2021, just 22 people out of 1,000 own a car in India. So the possibility of growth is enormous. And so coming down right now and setting up your plant here and manufacturing machine tools here to serve just the automobile industry can generate great revenue and great growth for these machine tool organizations. And if you look at the International Energy Agency finding that India's passenger car ownership will grow by 775% in just next 2 decades. So I think it's a great indicator, and any company who's into the machine tools line should not waste time and come down here. Strengths. So world's fastest developing economy. India is the world's fastest developing major economy. India's gross domestic product is projected to expand by 12.6% during the country's fiscal year starting in April 2021, according to a forecast released by the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development. Now, establish infrastructure to support large-scale manufacturing. India has established infrastructure such as large industrial zones connected to major cities through expressways, stable electric supply, and a strong network of roads, rails, and airports. So, in the last 20 years, India has done a lot to strengthen its infrastructure. And currently, so if you are looking to set up a plant here, then you can expect very fast, expressways and a very strong network of rails and airports in any part of the country. Large number of workforce which supports large scale manufacturing. So India has abundant workforce with positive motivation to learn and work. It is estimated that India has 600 million young people, aiding the growth of manufacturing sector by providing consistent skilled and unskilled labor. So I think any industry or any manufacturing facility, they need ample amount of workforce to have consistent production going on. So India is lucky that we have a 600 million young people which can really facilitate and aid this manufacturing sector. Middle class. So India has a very large number of people which identify themselves as middle class and upper middle class, which are the driving force behind any economy. According to lead economist Claudia Canals, private consumption currently represents around half of all global demand. Of this private consumption, around two-thirds comes from that of a middle class. Therefore, we can say that the consumption of the middle class represents a third of global demand and is almost equally split between the consumption of middle class in advanced and emerging economies. Now, if we look at the small chart I put up there, in 2009, India's middle class in India were very less, very few if you compare it with China. But by 2019, that figure went up, and now India has a lot more. And by 2030, it is expected that the number of middle class in India will be as much as there are in China. Now let's talk about the forecast. So India is a mix of quality demanding and price sensitive customers. Now, owing to its large population and a growing economy, India will continue to have a healthy mix of quality demanding and price sensitive consumers and will provide a great opportunity for every kind of machine tool manufacturer, varying from high-end expensive machine tool manufacturer to low-cost conventional machine tool manufacturer. So, either you are producing high-end expensive machines, for example, 5-axis VMCs, or if you are just a conventional machine tool manufacturer, for example, if you're producing just a conventional lathe or a standard milling machine, you still can expect or every kind of customer to be present in India. So if you're looking to expand in India, then it doesn't matter whether what kind of machine tool you're manufacturing because we have buyers for every kind of machines. A very large population and abundant workforce makes India attractive for manufacturers of both conventional and CNC machines. Large population and cheap abundant workforce will continue to keep India an attractive place for machine tool manufacturers to set up their factories here. Now, large-scale organization and MNCs serving major market share with and larger budgets are now focusing more on automation. Large-scale organization with deeper pockets will continue to bring automation in their manufacturing processes as it helps in bringing uniformity, increase volume, and reduce cost of production. So, as we have seen in the last few years, that the competition is intensifying a lot among the large-scale organizations. And so to bring down the cost and to bring a lot more uniformity in their output, they are bringing a lot of automation in their production cycle. And by bringing this automation, they are able to achieve more production, more volume. So in future, in coming years, it is expected these organizations will actually invest a lot more in automation. Now, medium-sized and small-scale companies will continue to purchase a mix of CNC and conventional machines. which keeps market open for every kind of machine tool manufacturer. Now, if you talk about the medium size and small scale companies whose budgets are limited, they will still support conventional machine tool manufacturers, as they will get their work done with the conventional machines, and of course have some percentage of CNC machines as well in their factories. In coming years, CNC machines are expected to be more in demand as more and more companies prefer them for accurate and quick output. As economy strengthens and competition intensifies, more and more companies will replace conventional machines with CNC. And CNC machines manufacturers can expect a larger market share and increased growth. As I said in the very beginning, that CNC machines percentage in the whole India's market is growing. And as we spoke about the growing economy and a strong economy, so in the coming years, in the future, as economy becomes further, strong, so people will have more disposable income. The companies will have more deeper pockets to invest in more high-end machines like CNC lathes and vertical machining centers and 5-axis machining centers. So these machines are expected to be in more demand in coming years. As India's economy and aspirations bigger than ever before, organization will focus more on high volume and quality production. Hence, the following machines are expected to be in high demand in coming years as per me. CNC turning centers, vertical machining centers, turret milling machines, power press machines, manual and automatic. With government's push for self-reliance, production within India across all major industries is expected to increase in coming years, which provides a great opportunity for machine tools manufacturers from world over to expand their customer base in India. As I said before, that Indian government's Make in India initiative and a growing strong economy both support manufacturing to grow in India in coming years. So machine tool manufacturers can expect a great growth in coming years in India. All right, so let's end the presentation by concluding. So India still remains a very attractive market for industrial machines manufacturer worldwide, owing to its large population and a fast-growing economy. I strongly forecast an even brighter future in coming decade and welcome manufacturers for all countries to establish a point of sale in India. Our company look forward to develop business relation with companies interested to explore market in India. Lastly, I would like to thank you all for listening to this presentation and wish you and your family a great year ahead. And if you would like to get in touch with our company, please feel free to reach me at the below given email address and the phone number. Thank you.
谢谢 Mr. Arora 提供印度机械市场的概况以及拓销印度的建议。感谢各位观众朋友参加今天的研讨会，活动到这边圆满结束，希望大家都有满满的收获。如果有任何想听的主题或是建议，都欢迎大家留言给我们。最后也别忘了帮我们按赞、分享以及订阅冒险的 YouTube 频道。我们下次再见，拜拜。